Hi, this is Joyce Meyer at Joyce Meyer Junk Journals, and today I'm celebrating, and I hope you'll be celebrating with me because I'm giving away this journal because I have 100 subscribers as of this afternoon. I've worked towards that slowly, I know, because I haven't had the chance to post that many journals, which I'm working on getting more up, but I've been happy with this book, this junk journal, because I know that when someone wins this, they're going to be really happy. And I thank everyone that's helped me get here. And I appreciate all the people making videos on how to make junk journals. I watch them and I make notes, and I do try the things that you're making. And sometimes I come up with my own ideas, but a lot of times it's a combination of what others have been making over the years. So I appreciate you taking all that time to teach us how to do the journaling and the creating of the books. It's very, very rewarding and very fun. And also those that have watched my videos and subscribed, even the comments, you guys, when you leave one comment, it makes me so happy because I love to respond. So that means that someone cared enough to say yes or no, you know, I like it or don't. So I appreciate it. And so I want to not be just yakking here. I really want to show it to you, and then I'll tell you at the end how to make a comment, and then there'll be a keyword, and if you type the comment with the word, I'm going to put you into a drawing. And then I'll do the drawing on October 31st and tell you how to get the journal. I'll mail it to you. It doesn't matter where you live in the whole world. Got it? Okay, so here we go. This is the Cottage Garden Junk Journal. The front, I did a closure with the eyelet to kind of go with this eyelet trim here. So I'm going to take that off right away. And so yeah, this is the front. There's a little pocket, and the back has a pocket too. And so this is a one signature book, but it is stuffed. Can you see? Oh my goodness, I had to stop because it's over full. This tag can come out, and I just like the feel of this. It's got Mod Podge on it, and this is from an old book I stenciled first, but it talks about the old things, you know, that since my journal is about living in an old cottage and you have your beautiful garden, the ladies are in garden clubs and that kind of thing. And so, you know, the little things that they would have talked about is throwing baking soda on the fire, right? Or perhaps they'd have extra candles, and then later on they had batteries, but in case of a power failure, and just things that remind me of some of the olden days, I guess. And then I learned how to make wax seals. So there's a heart. I always have a heart in my journals in some fashion. So that's that. And then I have a little butterfly pin right here, and it's matching with the pink. Some little fringe at the bottom. So cute. Now we're going to open it up, and this is the front inside cover with a cute card. I love these old cards with the writing like this. Thinking of you card. Isn't that precious? And so I just made a tag, put some used it as a corner tuck, put some buttons there. Then this is from the Dollar Tree, and I coffee dyed these. This one is Ecclesiastes 3:1. To everything there is a season, a time for every purpose under heaven. And that goes really well with this Tim Holtz die cut. So be sure when you put this back in, you just tuck that corner up there and you'll be good to go. So here is a flower that I laminated, dried it, and I laminated it. And here's some ledger paper. I made this ruffle by hand, and I just attached these little flowers to this and tore up some things, and it's all scrappy, you know. This little butterfly. Tim Holtz has a packet of like wallpaper, so this paper is really pretty. There's another piece. I just love this. Love the feel of the paper too. And then this, I just used some matte medium and some watercolors, and then I just drew in with my pens. So that flips up. This is a tiny little writing place that folds out. Yeah, easy. Oh, easy till I throw it down. It tucks in there and it goes down right in that flower. Here is some of the stuff that I like to make out of packaging, and I use a little gesso on it. So that's a little tuck area. And then a little part of that wallpaper, a doily, and a scrap. This says called and chosen, 1 Peter 2:9. He calls me his own, Isaiah 43:1. And this is the Galatians verse. The fruit of the Spirit is love, joy, peace, forbearance, kindness, goodness, faithfulness, gentleness, and self-control. This is from a magazine. And then I just took this fabric with this little bit of stitching, and this is for like a note, covering your notes so no one can see. And I like this side with all the texture, and this side is probably, you know how you have these things and you go, oh, I don't know, is that the side? I think this is the correct side, but I liked this side because it wasn't so shiny. So that's how I chose that. Put some of that twine on there, fibers. Yep. And then this is from a magazine, and it has all these pictures of jewelry, but they're flowers. And then this is just coffee dyed on the back, and a little ribbon I made. And so here's just a little spread of these green, this mint green and pink, and those colors go really pretty together. There's a little cat, so he goes in there, and there's just a piece of writing paper. I love the patterns that come off of when you're dyeing things, you know. That's probably from one of the vinyl placemats I was using. Here's just a scrap from an index card. There's room to put another one here. If somebody has a little note they want to tuck, there's 2 tucks in there. And then in here, there's just a piece of writing paper. And this is the Tim Holtz wallpaper. So I took all the different lined papers that I have. I like to save all the different colors for different projects. These are a sampling of all of those, and I put a sticker that says blessed, and I added some buttons. This says God is good. And then this is just a note card. Cute. And then just that really cute Tim Holtz wallpaper. This is from a magazine, and a violin score. I tore that off. This is from fabric. It says beautiful, a bookmark. Bless the Lord, oh my soul, Psalm 103. I love that. And over here, I always put joy in my journal. So there's joy. Love never fails. 1 Corinthians 13:8. And this I did in the oven. It's on a special pan. And that's Kool-Aid dyed. That's just a little tag. This here is from the actual packaging from a tablecloth. This is cut from the piece that goes around to hold it in place. And I put a heart on there. There's a little bit of washi tape. I love this. This is some ledger paper that I baked in the oven and tied. I have a bulb pin with some beads. Those are pretty. It's just a scrap. Got a little birdie. Some vellum. Some dyed paper. This little tag is cute. It has a little butterfly. And that's the back. And this is from a big pad, 12 by 12, that had a sheet of all little tags. This one says cold cream. There were a couple of these that said wildflowers earlier in the book. This is just ribbon and another bulb pin. Oops. It says flourish. Here we can take a tag out of that area, and then this you can write on. Okay. And then that tucks right back in, and something can actually go up in here if you have another note that you want to put there. This comes off. This is a place to write. Little cluster. This is pretty. This says, go forth to live, O Christ, for thee. This is from, I pick up a lot of things and there's recipes, and this is just how it was roughly cut in the pile that I had. And it was from a newspaper. So I added some rickrack, and it's just on a great big index card, and that's a pretty flower. Okay, this is like the cover, but it just flips up. And then there's a large tag. This was baked in the oven, so it's got that crunch. And here's a couple of stationery sheets. I only have a few of these left. So these are treasure. They're linen. They feel so good. This is from a magazine. Isn't that cute? So adorable. I love Afghans like that. This says, to God be the glory. Our great Savior is on the other side. And that was baked in the oven. So these little pockets, you can put anything in. This is from a piano roll. So what I did was I first used my distress inks on the white background so that you see the pink. And then it'll show through the little holes. This is part of the lyric. It says, skies, let's see, that are bluer than the summer skies. And then this is a flower that I made. I made these. This was fun one day. I bought these. And then this is just a couple buttons. And then I took a doily and laid it over the top and used this brown here. And then this is a piece of music paper. And you can actually write right on here. This is an imitation and some paper dyed in the oven as well. I love this. Isn't that cute? This is from a note card. And then this page was fun. It says imagine and create. And this is from a book about plants. But look at that little bird on a porch and the hanging baskets and on a rooftop. Isn't that cool? This is from the Dollar Tree. Blessed are the peacemakers, for they will be called children of God, Matthew 5:9. And back here's a pocket. I don't know if you can see that. So I got it out of here. And then it just has some lines. And that was stenciled outside. This is fun. It So this flips up for a writing spot, and there's a little butterfly. This was baked also in the oven. Indexer. I put moderato. You know, when you eat too much, you gotta go moderately, right? Oh my goodness, ladies wouldn't overeat, would they, when they had tea? So then there's a tag behind, and it has the little punch outs on the corners and a little stenciling. I made this wax seal. I don't know if you can tell. It's a flower. And then this envelope, I put a few different dyed papers. I made this with paint. And then this is a plain card. It says, "Let Love Grow." Joy, mercy, grace, love, blessed strength. And here's just a place to tuck some notes. That's from a magazine. It's a ruffle. Here's something also from a magazine. I always like magazine images. They're fun. And you learn something. I put stamps up here for the tab. And then this is a piece of writing space. I brought the brown in because there's this brown. And there's a little bird, some tickets. This is a baked and Kool-Aid dyed coffee filter. Some S&H green stamps. And this embossed piece is the pocket, and then I just made a tag like this. And then I went over with distressing to show what my embosser did with the numbers. There's a little more stenciling. This was a baked page using something like how I did. I showed you the, what is it? The other part here. So like I want to get that image, and if you use a vinyl tablecloth that has a flower pattern, it'll come off that way. Just an old page from a 1919 book for, what's this one for? Financial Glossary. And look at this plant stand, so cute. And the buttons are precious. And then here, I just used what I was coffee dyeing with. And I have this pattern on some of the papers. And I just went over it with some paint for fun. And then added some ribbons. And I got an index card, looks like that. His love never fails. This says, "Believe in miracles." And I added a guest check that is not dyed. Rounded the bottom corners, and so that goes in here. And this envelope is just full of some fun stuff, little multiplication card, and then in here there are things to play around with, some tickets, just a scrap of this fun paper. This is actually off of something that I purchased. It's a paper bag from a really nice shop. And this says notes. And then this is some stamps. That's a glossine bag. This says, "Believe in miracles." Here's some buttons that are from La Petite. Here's a page of with a big tag. This could also be like a writing board. You can put it behind what you want to write on, you know. Like if you want to take this out, you lay it on the board. And that says flowers. Then here was just kind of fun. I took some paper and I used some distress ink and tried to match this green. And I made a little sunflower. And this is just a little tag, a little door. And some more of that stationery I love, that linen stationery. Can you see that texture? It's so cool. It's a big sheet of it. And then in the back pocket, there's this card. And I stamped with some butterflies and some lined paper. And then I put that this is made by Joyce Meyer Junk Journals. And then here's the beads that I used for the signatures. A signature. Oh, let me open it to the middle and see how pretty. And they pick up the colors that are in these pages right here. I love it. Okay, well, thank you for watching. And so I would like you to give me a thumbs up and subscribe if you already haven't. And if you could leave me a comment, and in the comments, could you put the word cottage? And then I will, on October 31st, I will be drawing the winner, and I'll make another video and tell who the winner is. Thank you so much for watching, and I'm excited. This is a great week. Hope you win. Bye-bye.